Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to this channel. Welcome to this reading. Today, I am doing a timeless pickacard on the topic of letting go and releasing. So, we're going to take a look at what wants to release from you, from your life, or what you're working on releasing and letting go, and just generally whatever wants to come up in that area, whether it is what wants to get released, what is releasing, what needs to release, or what you are consciously working or wanting to work on releasing. And this is timeless. I believe I said this. And I have 3 groups that I will be reading for. So for the group selection, we will be using these objects, but I also do have cards I pulled, so I'll give you a choice to choose with either this or the cards, or both if you want. No wrong answers, just follow your guts. If you feel called to watch more than one group, that's also perfectly okay. Just do what you feel called to do, okay? And lastly, before we jump into the group selection, please take what resonates, leave what does not. And I hope you enjoy your reading. So for the group selection, this is this blue feather here. This is for group number 1. This little pine cone, I guess, is for group number 2. These are really tiny. Okay. And then lastly, for group number 3, we have this little, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's part of a pussy willow tree or plant, if you're familiar with those. It's really fuzzy, it's really soft, and really tiny, and came from a living plant. So there you have it. So this is for group number 3. I am so sorry about the blur. There we go. Okay, so if you want more time to choose with any of these, then do pause the video, take as much time as you need, and if you're going to your reading, then I will see you there. And if you're waiting for the cards, those are coming right now. Okay, so for choosing with the cards, this is for group number 1. This is card 40, and this card says Sovereign Queen Maeve, if hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Group 2, card number 37, reduces to a 10 or a 1. And this is Oracle of Chaldea. And group number 3 has this Spirit Bear card. And this is card number 5, reducing to a 6. Spirit Bear of 396 hertz. Okay, so these are your cards, guys, for the group selection. Feel free again to choose with cards or these objects or both if you are drawn to different groups. Like if a card is pulling you to like one group, but the object is pulling you to another group, that's perfectly fine. Feel free to watch whatever you are being pulled towards, okay? And I'll see you there. Hello, group 1. You are in your group if you chose this card, Sovereign Queen Maeve 40, and if you chose this blue feather. Welcome to you. Let's get your cards. So we're gonna just shuffle on screen. If the shuffling takes forever, as sometimes it likes to, then I will include a timestamp for when your reading starts if I'm not receiving messages during the shuffling process. If there's some critical information that I do get while I'm getting your cards ready, then if I do include a timestamp for when I have all the cards out, then I will also include in the description that you might want to watch the intro. Otherwise, hopefully this goes all smooth. So just wanted to throw that little bit of info out there for you. And let's get into your reading, guys. So we're going to take a look at what is letting go or what you need to let go of. So spirit guides of group 1. What does group 1 need to let go of, or what are they letting go of right now? What is releasing for group 1, please? Okay. We're just going to get some more cards. We're going to take a look at like how you can move on to and stuff like that. And by the way, your second card is the 5 of Cups. So let me see if I can get that in view for you, so you can actually see your cards. There we go. Whoops. Okay, we have a card that just came flying out, so I will grab that in a moment. But we have the 9 of Wands, which is good. I like to see that here. And it's actually a little bit corresponding with the Sovereign Queen Maeve. So that's good. I like to see that. Okay, and then we're going to just grab one more, guys. So just stay with me while I get your cards out. I can't wait to see what card you have that fell to the ground. Okay, Spirit, we need a little fewer cards. That was too many cards. So for the last card, sorry guys, for some reason today the shuffling is just a little bit lengthy. There we go. Okay, let me just grab the card that fell as well. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I got it, and we have the 6 of Swords, which I like to see as well. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at you guys. We're gonna do this. Okay, so off the bat, what I want to start talking about here is this card, the Sovereign Queen Maeve. Okay, so what this card is speaking about, let me see, we can fit your cards a little bit better. That would be fantastic. Okay, actually guys, I think what I'm gonna do is put your cards up, okay? So just 1 second, and then that way hopefully we can get a better setup here so you can see what you're looking at. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so the first thing I want to start talking about, like I said, is this card here. Sorry for the slow beginning, but this card is speaking about not giving up. It is talking about holding on and like just keep going. And set boundaries where you need to set boundaries. If you need to set boundaries, then do it, okay? If it's within your personal relationships, or it could even be within yourself. I feel like there's some sort of growth period for you right here. I'm so sorry I'm fiddling with my camera. I'm just trying to kind of get this proper. Actually, I'm gonna move this around one more time and I will be right back. I am so sorry for the interruptions, and I can't wait to actually dive into your reading. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. I just really wanted to make sure you guys can see all your cards. And yeah, I have to set this up and like bring it down every time I record. So it's always a little bit different every single time, and I'm always kind of trying to figure out what the best approach here is. But let's just leave it like this and get back into your reading. So basically with this card here, what we're seeing is like holding on, okay? Holding on, not giving up. There is courage within you, and you may need to kind of like get into yourself and find that inner strength and that courage within your situation, but you do have it. This is about staying strong and true and just really being planted strongly on the ground, and just keep going. Okay, this card is telling me like just keep going, do not give up. You will be successful with your accomplishments, the things, your goals, the things that you want to get to, whatever it is that you see, you know, on the other side of this. You got this. Even if the goal is to let go, you can do it, okay? Like, so just don't give up. Inner strength, you are resourceful, be bold, okay? Be bold. This is your time. Yeah? So that's what this card is saying. And it's really interesting because when we see and speak about the Nine of Wands, this is exactly what the Nine of Wands is also saying. Yeah, you've had a rough journey and you might be feeling very beaten up, but you're not done. You still have fight in you, and this card is saying you're almost there. You're like you're at the final stretch and you are almost there. So I really love this. I really love this in this combination. So the Six of Swords, this is the card that literally went flying out of the deck and hit the floor really forcefully. So what this is telling me is that, like, what I'm seeing here, guys, is that you've had like a tough situation, okay? Something that was emotionally difficult, something that you have been battling with. And it's time to let go. And what I'm seeing with, like, I love this combination because I'm seeing like the final stretch. You're at the final stretch, and then I'm seeing you also moving past this, moving on, moving forward into something that is much more calm and it's healing. And there's no more of this turmoil and this just hardness about everything. So I love this for you guys. And so, like, when there is an opportunity, if there is an opportunity for you to move on, walk through that door and use that opportunity to go, because this is one way you can move on. So what I'm seeing here is like finish up what needs to be finished up. Have your boundaries up. Don't look back and look forward, okay? The way that you can get through this process of release and of letting go. But okay, I feel like kind of jumped the gun here, so I'm going to backtrack just a little bit because I want to talk about like these cards as well. I just wanted like somewhere to start with. This is where I was feeling called to start with this card, and because it's so connected to these, I wanted to talk about this. But what I also want to talk about, first of all, is what you need to let go of, and also you know, what you need to process. So with the Temperance card being here, let me see what I can get for this card in terms of what you should or what you are letting go of or what you need to let go of. I'm getting a sense that it is something like this idea of perfection and everything just has to be balanced out. This is what it's almost like this it's almost like I'm getting a sense like you don't let yourself be human. You don't allow yourself to it, get kind of like, um how do I say this? You know how like sometimes like when we're battling like internal demons and stuff, it can get pretty ugly. And I don't mean ugly like like I'm saying like you're ugly, but like it can get heavy. It, you know, like, I mean, like breaking down, you know, on a tile floor in a washroom, that kind of like, I don't, it's not actually ugly, but like, you know, it's heavy. And so that's just an example that popped into my head. But the point being is like, I feel like you're hiding from yourself. You're not really allowing yourself to face that part of you as much as you could. And so it's almost like I feel like what is happening here is that you're sort of turning your back on yourself almost, and sort of like pushing the bad down, and being like not really wanting to give it attention because you don't want to focus on it, right? But what I'm seeing here is like, it's really important to actually process what is going on within you. Really just look at what went wrong, where it went wrong. I feel like your heart is broken, or there is suffering within you, but you're not acknowledging it. Like, you know it's there, obviously, but you're not getting to the heart of the matter. You're not allowing it to have center stage. You're kind of like, it's almost like, yeah, I know it's there. I was hurt. This bad thing happened to me, but I don't want to dig deeper. And what you're being basically called to do, the way that you can release this is through processing that emotional pain. And also, I want to say, I just have to look at this card, so I'm going to take it out of the view of the camera for a moment. But what I also would like to say is that it's also important for you to go and look at the things that are going right for you, that are going well for you. Let those things brighten up your heart and your days and your spirit, okay? Because not all is lost, and sometimes it can get really heavy, and sometimes things can look really, really bleak. But the thing is that I can see here that not your whole life isn't just completely in wasteland, okay? Like, there's a lot of good, and it might feel like more of it is heavy and there's more bad than good, and that could be a legitimate concern, and it could be totally legitimate, you know, but there is still good. And so what I'm seeing here, what I'm really feeling here is just facing that heavy, that wound inside you, okay? Facing it. You can do it. You have the strength to do this. And if it involves a person or a situation that is currently in your life, then setting up your boundaries. Get yourself to higher ground, set up boundaries, stay there, okay? And give it your final fight, because success is there on the other side, okay? Let go of this idea that things have to be balanced and in perfect harmony, okay? If you're sort of kind of like breaking down and falling apart, that's perfectly okay too. So just know that that is perfectly okay. And if there is a lot of emotional pain inside you, I am really sorry. This reading is a little bit heavy. But like at the same time, this doesn't surprise me because we're talking about letting go and releasing, right? So that can go from something very superficially, how do I say this? Not, I don't mean like not important, but something that's not very heavy at all, to something that is very deeply, deeply heavy, right? And I feel like this is quite heavy. But the thing is that I see that you're able to do that. You have the tools that you need in order to move away from this. And group one, I want to tell you guys, when I was pulling these cards for you, there was another one that came out, and I want to actually also talk about this card. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but I do want to. This is the card. It is Theta of Venus. This is card number 25. It reduces to a number 6. Number 6 is kind of a card of harmony and peace, okay? And so I love this because we do have two sixes here. We have the 6 of swords and we have this 6 as well. And then so let me just put that down and let me tell you what this card is about. It is about attuning yourself to your higher consciousness. And the way that you can do that is by choosing love. Choosing the love you have within your own heart. And if you're like, well, I don't feel any love and I can't access the love in my heart, I'm here to tell you that you can, and there are ways that you can do it. You can always look up like meditations on YouTube, like heart opening meditations, or just, you know, imagining your heart opening and just like showering you with love. If you're like connected to any spiritual beings, you can always ask them to help you do this through this process. And the more you do things like this, the more you feel them. So don't worry if you don't feel it initially. But yeah, let me get back to this card. I just wanted to say that just for anybody who is very new to doing things like this. But basically, this is really about opening yourself to higher ways of being, higher consciousness, higher vibrational energy. And so acknowledging the lower frequencies, the within you and around you, surrounding you. Okay, that is something that is very important for you to do, but not getting lost in them. Okay, not dropping yourself down to that level. So you want to stay in your higher energy, higher vibrational energy, in a more positive energy, in an energy of light and love. Okay, and yeah, just staying in that energy. And what was I gonna say? I'm so sorry, I lost my train of thought. um just following your inner guidance as well. Okay, so if there is some inner guidance that you have within, if you're feeling something within, if you're feeling called to do something a certain way, follow that, because that is your intuition, that is your higher self, and it's communicating with you, right? So yeah, so there we have it. So I wanted to show you guys this card, and I'm so happy that it came here, like came out when we were shuffling. So let's look at the rest of your cards now that I have talked about these. But again, like group one, you guys got this. Like, there's no doubt in my head that you can get moved past this, and you're like literally going into a better space. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, what I'm seeing here is that you can gain mental clarity if you are feeling like there's a lot going on in your head, in your mind, emotionally speaking. There is an energy that is very much removed from the heart. It is all about mental processes and the mind. So if you're kind of tired of feeling heavy, emotionally weighed down, the good here is that you do have access to this more to this energy of head. Okay, mind. It's all about your mind, your creative mind, analytical, critically thinking mind. Okay, there could be a solution to a problem. I just got that just came through. You might be receiving that, so pay attention. Okay, this could come from different sources, different places, but I feel like you're getting clarity of mind. You might get an inspiration of an idea that can lead you places as well, doors opening up. I feel like you really need to let this go, process this, because this is almost, I'm feeling this is your next step. I feel like this is the next, and even though this card is not in the position of what is the next step, this is what I am feeling. This is an energy that is here to help you through this process, but I really feel like this energy can kind of move you on to the next step. So I'm really happy to see this. I feel very positive about this inside my own body. It feels very good. It feels very light. I feel happy looking at this card. And this card isn't necessarily a card of happiness. It's more a card of new beginnings and thought, new beginnings, maybe sharpness of thinking, things just clarifying, maybe truth coming to, but it's not about specifically speaking about happiness. And yet I feel so happy here. So that's a really good sign. I feel like that is what is being offered to you. You can access this energy, okay? And then finally, with the Hermit being here, what this card is about, is this is just like what is going to be on the other side of you letting go. And to me, what this means is that you will find the knowledge you are seeking. But besides that, like, because what does that mean? Are you actually after finding knowledge or information or answers to a question? If yes, great. Because what did I say with this Ace of Swords? A message is coming or something. I can't even remember the message that came through when I said, hey, that's a message. Like I told you, this is an actual message I'm receiving. I can't even remember what that was. Wow. I wish I held on to that like mentally, but I really don't remember. But the point being is like, with the Hermit, what I feel is like what you're going to be gaining is a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. You become so wise after this experience. And the Hermit is typically a card of going and finding your own truth. And here, what I feel with this Hermit, more than you're going to go on, because initially when I saw this, I'm like, oh, so you're going to go from this to a journey, inner journey. But what I'm seeing is like, yeah, potentially, maybe like 25% of your energies going to, I'm sorry for that camera bump, going to go into inner journey. Well, what I mean is like sometimes like when we get into this space, it's like that's all our life is about. Just like going within, like it's like we shut everything else out, right? But I feel like that's not going to be the case for you. For you, you're still going to have like be involved in different areas of your life, like socially, at work, maybe spiritually, maybe health-wise, whatever areas, like you're still going to keep those going, but like part of your energy is going to go into doing internal work, okay? And that's great, but not about this, because this will be already processed and done with. You will have let go of this, which I love, okay? This is more about maybe kind of like, now that this has let go, it's a rediscovery of who you are. Yeah. So it's like you've kind of cleaned the slate here, and now you're like almost like a new person, and you're going on this journey of self-discovery, which I love for you. Okay. But besides that, you have so much more wisdom now. I feel like this is, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like you go from like being a young soul to an old soul just from this experience, just from having this. And I know that doesn't really make sense. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way that the way that it came to me to kind of explain this. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys. This is beautiful, and like I said, it felt very heavy with the cards being here the way that they are. And whatever you're going through, whatever you are letting go of, or what needs to be let go of, and I think you know what this is. This is, if I need to clarify this a little bit more, because sometimes I know it can get a little bit like, but this is something that has caused you emotional pain, okay? You may have cried a lot of tears, or maybe you haven't yet and you want to. This is emotional distress. If this is not resonating at all, don't worry. This is not a prediction of something bad coming your way. Like, go to a different group, okay? Or if the other thing is, if you're watching this, perhaps some of the other cards have certain messages for you, but not like the whole reading. So don't worry, like, please don't worry. I don't want to spread fear anywhere here. This is all about helping you get into like a better version of yourself, okay? So no fear, okay, guys? If anybody is afraid. And yeah, so like this would be a situation, it would be something heavy. It could be something that recently happened, but I feel like it's probably something that has ended, come to an end, like a relationship could have ended, or it is something from your past that you haven't dealt with, but it's resurfacing for you. So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, so hopefully that is resonating. And but it could really be anything in between as well. So I feel like you probably know it is just something heavy, and usually we know when we need to let go of something. So, and what that thing is. Okay, guys, so let me just see if there's anything else I can get from this. Let me take a look at this temperance, because I can't really see this. Actually, I'm looking at this one. Let me take a look. Wow, it's so interesting because like when I'm looking at the card, it looks like the eyes are totally blank, and like I'm like she's really within. But as I bring this up to the screen, it looks like her eyes. I can see her pupils and a little bit of her irises over the camera, and so it's like this person is awake within their mind. Oh, how beautiful is that? Wow. It's you know what, guys, it's like your inner wisdom is awake. It's waking up, it's awake, or it's waking up. And it's I believe it's related to this hermit card right here. Yeah. Don't worry about this perfection, about this like if you're worried about making waves, that's another thing. If you're worried about making waves, you know, like if you act a certain way, it's going to have some sort of reaction, and you're worried about that. Worry about yourself, okay? Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. Worry about you. If you need to take a step towards something, or if you need to take a stance on something, if you need to set boundaries, even if it creates disharmony, do it. If it is for your highest good, if it's taking you in the direction that your life needs to go, then do it, because you need to take care of you. You need to have your own back. And yeah, it's your journey, right? You can't just be stuck because you're worried that you might create disharmony somewhere. So you're being guided, like set boundaries. This is important, okay? Fight for you, set your boundaries. You're almost there. Release that the hurt, really face it. Look at what remains that is positive. Let that be your kind of guiding light if you need one. Open your heart to your own love and stay in a higher vibration. Okay? And what I want to say about that though is that it's okay to have bad days. Okay? So like sometimes we talk about this like high vibration and low vibration, and like don't be in low vibe, only in high vibe, especially if you're trying to manifest. It's like, oh no, negative thoughts in my head are gonna just completely mess up my whole life now. Like no. Okay, yeah, get into high vibe and stay in high vibe. But if something happens or you're just having an off day, it's okay. If you're lower, that's okay. um Sometimes you need to get lower to process something, and that's perfectly okay. But then once you're done and you're ready, get back up to high. Okay, so don't worry if you can't stay there like 100%. I don't know that anybody can. We're only human, right? So be gentle with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, be understanding with yourself. Group number 1, thank you so much. I just want to say I love you. There is so much love surrounding you, and I feel like you need that. Open your heart to your own love and know that you are infinitely loved by this universe, by the spirit realm, by the spirit world. Okay, I feel this so strongly. This is such a message. My heart is just opening toward you, and I'm sending you so much love. I hope that your heart is filled and just flowing and overflowing with beautiful love. Okay, group 1, I think these are all the messages that I have for you. Please be well. Know that you are loved. You got this. You got this, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'm going to finish it here. Please like, subscribe, comment, and or share. I would super appreciate if you took any of those actions, and best of luck. I hope to read for you again. Bye. Hey, group 2. Welcome to your reading. I'm so excited for you to be here, and I can't wait to get into this reading. This is for those of you who have this little tiny pine cone and or who chose this Oracle of Chaldea card. So, I'm going to grab your cards. I'm going to grab your tarot. Let's put it that way. I'm grabbing your tarot right now. Sometimes the shuffling process takes ages. I'm so sorry in advance if that is the case. And if there's timestamps, if you see a timestamp in the description where it's like timestamp for when the actual reading starts, that's when the cards are all laid out and I'm starting, okay? But sometimes I get messages while I'm shuffling, so I never know what's gonna happen, like if I'm gonna include, and sometimes I get the cards like really quickly, and sometimes the shuffling process takes forever, so I really don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, so if you're here and it's taking forever, check for a timestamp in the description for when the actual reading starts, and I hope that was not confusing, but let's get into it, group 2. So group 2, what do you guys need to release and let go of, and or what are you guys releasing and letting go? For group 2, spirit of group 2, what is getting released for group 2? What do they need to release? So that's a lot of cards. That's too many cards. That is way too many cards. Okay, but I do see the 2 queens, so I will keep that in mind. One thing for group 2, please. Just one card. What are they releasing and letting go of? Thank you. Okay. Good. So we have your first card. This is the 7 of Pentacles. We're going to take a look at what needs to be processed. What do we need to process to let go of for group 2, please? Some reason the shuffling takes forever today. There we go. I love it. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles. That's really interesting. Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness, your card just totally flipped to the floor when I was grabbing it out of the deck. So I'll check for it once I'm done with all your cards. We just need one more card. Beautiful. Okay. Wow. So we have a lot of pentacles. Let me just grab your card. Okay. So, we have one wand. I like it. So we have... Interesting. We don't have any swords. Okay. Just very superficially, I feel like this is talking sort of something to do with very physically, something to do with work or career or some sort of like thing that you, actually I can't even say that you're trying to manifest, but yeah, very much about the real world and things that have to do with this kind of like world, less so about the heart, less so about the mental processes. Okay, so I started with the group ones, like the oracle card, so I'm gonna start with you guys, okay? With this card, and I really love this card. This is so supportive, and it's such a beautiful energy and such a gorgeous message. This is all about basically encouraging you to continue on your journey of healing and be just really excited and enthusiastic about what is happening. Be sure to understand that sometimes our body, for example, may be ready to move on, but maybe our heart or our mind is not, and so that things have to get processed still before you can move on, or vice versa. And so just be there for yourself and try to kind of have that like patience within yourself, trusting the timing of this healing and unfoldment, and knowing that you are definitely growing, you are definitely healing, and you are definitely on this beautiful journey. Excuse me, my throat is actually really dry, so I'm just gonna like grab a drink of water and I'll be right back. Okay, group 2. I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes it's just hard to talk for a while. But anyways, yeah. So basically what this card is saying is like, be patient with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, know that you're on the right path, and trust in the timing of unfoldment here, okay? So like, I understand sometimes you're like, I'm ready, but like not all of you is ready, right? So you might need to kind of like allow the rest of you to catch up to be able to take that step forward. Like I said, it could be that your heart is healed, but your body is still processing, or your emotional center is healed, but your body is still processing, or vice versa. Or maybe it's between mind and body, or mind and heart, so just have patience with yourself and know that you're on the right path. If you try to push through this, you're probably only going to get frustrated and not make any more progress, because not all of you is ready, right? So just like keep moving forward, but just be mindful and be compassionate with yourself. Be patient with yourself. But I really love this card, and also group 2. I just want to tell you guys, you have such a bubbly energy, or there's a lot of like excitement in this group. I just feel it. Like I came into this group feeling energized and happy and bouncy, and I just love it. Okay, so anyway, having said that, let's move deeper into your reading and let's see what we are working with. So, what is letting go? What is releasing? What is releasing for you? Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Therefore, the silence. So, I almost feel like you had an idea. Could have been like going back to school, or maybe a business idea, and it didn't quite work out. Or you're not seeing any results, okay? I'm seeing that you have put in a certain amount of work towards something. Usually this would be talking about like actual physical work. But I wonder if it is not your own growth, like maybe affirmations, maybe it was emotional work, maybe it was mental work, and you've been putting it in and you've been putting it in, and and yet you put some like physical work into something. You've planted the seeds, but they're not really coming in how you wanted them to come in, okay? And so sort of letting go of the idea or the expectations or assumptions of what you want to see. But I will get back to this card, and I want to talk about the Ace of Pentacles though, because with this card being here, this is like what do you need to process in order to let this go? Like what do you need to process, right? How can you let go? What can you do to let this go? Okay. And with the Ace of Pentacles, I almost feel like what this is telling me is time, because I'm seeing this card is all about abundance and the potential for abundance, but I'm seeing bareness. I'm seeing a barren land of nothingness. And I know that sounds bleak, but just stay with me here. I am getting to something not so negative. So what I'm seeing is There's nothing here. And so I think what this is sort of talking about is let go of the idea of nothingness, okay? Let go of the idea of seeing lack. This is where what I'm seeing here. Get more into your heart and your emotions. Sort of like positively, okay? So the positive positive aspects of your emotional body, of your heart, okay? Fill your heart with positive anticipation. Maybe get into visualization, actually seeing this come forth and come through, and actually group to what I am getting right now is this idea of, you know, becoming, seeing yourself as the person who is that person that would receive that thing. So example, oh wow, now I can't even speak anymore grammatically correctly. Wow, okay, whatever. What I mean here is, for example, I'm gonna try to come up with an example. Let's say you write poetry, okay? And you want to be a poet. You want to be a published poet, okay? And so you wrote some poems and you sent them off to a publishing place, and you're not hearing anything back, right? And you're starting to feel discouraged and stuff. And you're like, oh, you know, like this, nothing's happening. But then, and so like, these are the cards I'm like really like picturing in my head, right? Like the barren land, there's no growth, you're just kind of getting discouraged and kind of like, oh, when it, like I'm just gonna go give up now. But what the point here is, if you go like, what is your idea of who you are? Do you consider yourself as a poet? Do you even consider yourself as a published poet or a published writer? Do you have that identity formed within you? And I'm feeling like that's a no, that's a negative. So, you know, while you're waiting for this, or perhaps having this idea that everything's barren and nothing's working out, you know, kind of like going within and doing a little bit of that work of like, what if I form that identity of being a published poet? Because, you know, like, how can this come to me if I don't truly believe it should come to me, because I'm not the person that this would come to? Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, you know, what if somebody knocks on your door and they're like, hey, we're like hosting like an open mic or something for like, what do you call it? Like, poetry readings or something. And you're like, no, I'm not going to go, you know, because I have like this other engagement or something. So you don't go. But the thing is, like, what if you consider yourself to be a poet, then you would probably prioritize things a little bit differently, and perhaps you would be like, let me see what I can do about moving that other engagement so I can go to this, because I am a poet and I'm an aspiring poet, and this is what an aspiring poet would do. I hope you get me. I hope you understand what I mean here. So with the Queen of Cups, what I'm kind of getting, it's like, yeah, that's kind of like how you can sort of take yourself forward, okay? Of kind of, I really feel like this is about letting go of a mindset within yourself. Yeah, this is something like you're growing and you're moving past things. You're in the middle of some sort of growth journey here, but a lot of this has to do with mindset. And I feel like this is the overall theme of your reading, but this is getting to be more specific. So manifestations, visualizations, all that stuff, just really working with yourself, not just on the energetic, but within your own psychology of who you are. Okay? That's very strongly what I'm seeing here. And in fact, with this Three of Wands being here, you have an opportunity for expansion. You literally do. You have an opportunity to expand and look forward and plan and move towards your future, which is passionately, by the way, which is really good. So like literally, I'm so sorry, my throat is just so dry for some reason. Literally just like it is time to let go of this idea, because this is somebody who's kind of defeated and just kind of tired. I'm feeling like fatigued and tired, and they're just kind of done. Maybe they're still going, but they're kind of like, like, oh, what's the point? It's never gonna happen. So somebody who's like standing tall, and they have created success, and they're moving forward in their success to create a whole empire. And it's like, what energy do you want to be in, right? This energy is here to support you. The Three of Wands is here to support you. This is an energy that is offered to you so that you can take yourself from this Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Wands. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's such a positive thing. I really love it. And then lastly, looking at the Page of Pentacles, what I'm seeing here is, it's really interesting, because what I'm seeing here is that you are going into a new beginning. I'm so sorry, I have to take a drink of water again. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's the air is so dry, I think, because the heat is on now. And so I think that's what it is. But with the Page of Pentacles, you're stepping into a new beginning here, okay? After just kind of letting go of this, like, really just expectations and stuff. And seeing kind of like what isn't there, like forget about what isn't there. Yeah, like the energy of expansion is here. And so once you're kind of like able to let go and shift your focus from what is not there to what is there and what the possibilities are, that is amazing, and it opens up doors for you. And just be patient, trust yourself, and be patient with yourself too, okay? Don't forget about the energy that we had here at the beginning of your reading. Page of Pentacles is very, not very, but it is kind of very similar. Like, we have the two cards of new beginnings from this same suit. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings. Page of Pentacles, new beginnings. Wow, guys. Wow. Okay. So with the Page of Pentacles, what I am seeing is that your kind of next steps here within this, like once you let go of this, is that you're going to go on this like not path, but like a stage where you start to build something. Maybe you're starting to learn, you're starting to gain skills to be even bigger and better. And so maybe like you started something, but it was more like sort of like dipping your toes in the water, and now that you're like, you've let go of that heavy and those expectations and shifted your mindset, you're ready to just kind of like go in further and actually start doing and learning through experience. And it could be things that you're doing that are not very, for example, like don't ignite the passion within you, but they're necessary skills that you're gaining so that you can create that thing that you want. And really, I feel like this is something, like I said at the beginning of the video, something to do with the real physical world. It could be something like you're starting a business, or social media, or a presence, or something like you're literally building from the bottom up, from the ground up. And it is something that has to do with the physical world. Okay, physical labor, physical work, money. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting, guys. And so I love seeing this Page of Pentacles, because I feel like it's almost like you're getting a new beginning. And I was almost going to say a do-over, but it's not quite a do-over, because you have the experience from the past here that you're able to use for furthering yourself. And like, even though the Page of Pentacles is a card of new beginnings, I truly and really do not feel like this is a clean slate. I feel like this is an expansion that is going from what you have already established, and then you're going to move that forward. And even if whatever you have created and started here is closed, packed up, sealed, and done with, you're still taking those experiences. So even if you're going from one idea to another idea that don't seem to have anything in common, the skills you have gained, the knowledge you have gained, maybe the confidence that you have been able to grow, or the patience you have been able to cultivate, all those things, you're taking them with you. These are part of your toolbox now, and you're taking them into this. So group 2, these are your messages for this reading. This is your reading. I'm going to take a final look just to see if there's anything else I can kind of pick up, but I think this is mainly it. Basically shift your perspective. The way that you can let go of this kind of like muddiness and sort of like discouragement, and I don't even know that there's any discouragement. It's not so much like, I'm not really picking up discouragement as more of like a lack of passion towards this, because you're not really seeing much happening. That's what I'm picking up on. So just really go into your head, like imagination space, into your heart, and find that within you, find that spark. Get into that place of expansion, because it's there. I think the creativity, the imagination, that's going to open doors for this 3 of Wands, where you can see how you can expand, how you can move forward, and all the things you have learned, the good things, the tools that can help you moving forward. They're there. You have them. You have gained them. They are rightfully yours. And now you're going to be able to move forward through that. Okay, so group 2, this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was helpful, and I would so appreciate if you liked, commented, and or shared this video. Subscribe if you haven't. Any of those actions would help me out a ton in growing this channel, which I am trying to do. So if you do that, thank you so very much. But in any case, thank you for being here and watching, and I hope to read for you again. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to this reading. This is your reading if you have chosen this little fuzz ball, as I like to call it, from the pussy willow tree. Sorry about the lighting there. That's probably a little bit better. And also, this is the group that has the Spirit Bear card number 15, that reduces to a 6 Spirit Bear of 396 hertz. So we're going to grab your tarot. I am going to shuffle on the screen. If the shuffling process takes forever, I will try to include a timestamp for when the cards are laid out and I'm starting to read the cards. Sometimes I do get messages while I'm shuffling, and I am just very hopeful that the shuffling doesn't take too long. Okay, so we'll just see how it goes. So group number 3, welcome to this reading, and let's see, what do you need to, or what are you working on letting go of? What is being released for you right now? That's too many cards, and also I'm really feeling this one. The Ace of Swords. What is being released? Let's see if we can get another one. And the Six of Wands. Interesting. That's interesting. Beautiful. 4 of Wands. Wow, the Devil. Don't worry about the Devil, but holy cow. I just want to say that, because I was thinking these are such positive cards, which is fantastic. I love it. But I'm like, I wonder how this is going to play out. And there we have the Devil. Okay. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 2 more cards. Yep. Okay, we have actually 2 for this position. Interesting, guys. And then we have 1 more card we need. almost there, guys. Sorry. Oh, just one more. Come on, Spirit. Yes, we got that. Okay. We have the Four of Cups. And I almost feel like getting a clarifier, but I'm not going to do that yet because I want to see what message I get with these cards. You guys have really interesting positions here. So in the positions of like letting go and sort of like what you need to process, you have very positive cards. And then in your outcome, this is a little bit like, what? My brain's going like, what? But don't worry about it. I'm just very curious to see how this plays out, how this reading comes out. It's very interesting, guys. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to start with the Spirit Bear of Hertz 396. This card is saying that you are being healed from guilt and from fear. Okay, these emotions will not continue to dissuade you from your own happiness and your own confidence and your own worth. Okay, so you're getting into a space of stepping into your personal power and into your own happiness, feeling confident and having that worth. I love this. I really, really, really love this. This is beautiful, and I hope that you are starting to feel the effects of this energy in your life right now. Okay, so this card is saying that, yeah, you might not be feeling this. Maybe it feels unbelievable that you're going to go from this space of winter within yourself into light and life, but the thing is that you are, and you're being liberated, you're being healed, and you're emerging from this. This is here for you, okay? Even if you're not feeling it, this energy is here. This is what is happening in your life right now. So I really love this for you, okay? This is beautiful. Very, very beautiful message and energy that is surrounding you right now. In terms of your tarot, I just wanted to take a look at these cards. They're a little bit far for me, so I can't really tune in unless I'm holding them. So let's take a look. So what are you letting go of? What you need to let go of? I feel like this is the need to almost, I feel like it is a need of approval from others, okay? And perhaps it has something to do with the need to be correct, the need to feel like you have a sharp mind. I almost feel like maybe your throat chakra is closed, like you don't feel like you have the what do you call it? Inner space to speak up. You're too shy. You feel like you're shy, or you feel too small, like nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Yeah. Maybe you feel like your ideas, if you share your ideas, you're going to be ridiculed. You feel shy to share your ideas. That's just what I'm getting so far. But let me just move on. This reading is a stomper, guys. But it's okay. I like these kinds. The story just kind of like some readings, they're just like boom, there it is. It's so straight. But some of them, they're just like such a mystery that we have to unravel. So okay. And then with this card, with the Four of Wands, we're looking at like, how do you let go of this? Okay, what kind of thing has to happen within you to let this go? And the thing is that with this card, what I'm feeling here is that it's not necessarily something you have to do other than just allowing it. I feel like it's kind of going hand in hand with the Spirit Bear energy here. And what I'm seeing is that it's taking, it's more about, this energy coming in for you and that healing. So perhaps you're being upgraded energetically speaking. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you don't have to worry so much about like exactly what that means. But what I mean is like some people have these beliefs, ideas that we are moving into a higher vibrational way of living and being and existing as humans. And so part of that in some belief systems is that our energies are being upgraded. They are being, I don't know how else to say it, upgraded into that higher way of being. Okay. And so maybe this is what this is, has something to do with. I kind of feel like, yeah, that's what we're kind of touching on here. And I also want to say that like with the spirit bear energy here, this is wow, this is moving so quickly in my mind. This is perhaps your own healing as well. So maybe you have been working on yourself a little bit as well, and this is a confirmation to say that yes, this is coming in for you. And so I feel like what this is saying is it's not so much of like what you need to let go of per se, that or what you need to work through within yourself, what you need to process within yourself in order for this to be let go. It's more like about allowing the process itself, giving it time. Okay, and I just have to get a drink of water. I'm so sorry, my throat is very dry today when I'm doing this reading. I mentioned it in the last group. I don't think I mentioned it in this one. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. But anyways, yeah. So as I was saying, I think it's more about you giving yourself the space and the time for this to happen. And I hope that makes sense. And yeah. Now, having said that, I do have to say this as well, okay? With the devil being here, I did not mean to smack my table, but with the devil being here, it's so clear. It's you've been giving your personal power away. And again, this throat chakra thing about not being able to speak your truth, okay? Throat chakra is partially about speaking your own truth. And in a way, I feel like it deals with self-identity. And have I ever connected those two? I'm not really sure. Self-identity, I think, is more of a solar plexus thing almost. This is kind of where your seat of confidence and self-worth is, but it's not so clear cut. Like I know a little bit about chakras. I'm not an expert by any means, but I do know a little bit, and I feel like sometimes some of the like worth can be in your solar plexus or in your root chakra. And I think it kind of depends on like what areas we're talking about too. But here it could be about self-expression and identity, and who you identify as. Like if you're like, I'm this little shy person that nobody listens to and takes seriously ever, that is an identity that is formed, right? Directly related to your throat. Now, it could also be directly related to your solar plexus again, because we're talking about self-image and we're talking about confidence. And we're talking about happiness, which is going to come in from your heart chakra. So there you have it. We're talking about so many different things here, right? But with the devil energy, what we're seeing here essentially is being chained and not having personal power. You have given your personal power away. And let's stop saying you, and let's stop saying this person. These people, they have given their personal power away. The devil is not something outside of these people. This is something within. So this is perhaps an addiction to feeling hopeless. this could be an addiction to self-sabotage. This could be an addiction to feeling small, even, because sometimes we will stay in situations that we don't want to be in, that we know they're not good for us, but they are the thing that we know, and therefore they are the safe thing for us. And sometimes it's really scary just to kind of step out of that safety bubble that we're in. And so I'm not judging anybody here by any means. I have been guilty of this time and time again. But the point here is that this is self imprisonment, okay, by your own doing, kind of, okay? And so I mean, it could be that, for example, you have had a traumatic experience in the past, and then patterns have formed so like maybe the initial thing was not, that traumatic experience was not your own doing, but that event could have led to your own demise by giving your power away. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So like you couldn't have controlled the event, but you can control the patterns that have formed, the way that you see yourself, feel about yourself and the world, and your position within the world. And I don't like, sometimes the devil can, for example, talk about being addicted to substances. I don't think that's necessarily the case here. I think this goes a little bit deeper. It could be substance, but that would be a secondary thing, I think, because this is really about how do you let go. And the way you let go is by taking back your personal power. And that can be done in different ways. So let's say if you are addicted to something, and you know that this thing is the thing that's standing in your way, then yeah, cutting that addiction is the way to go. And then I'm sure that you probably know resources that you can look into that can help you to cut that addiction for whatever it is that you are addicted to, right? Like a substance. If it is loss of personal power, in the sense of you feel weak, okay, like physically, like you don't feel safe in the world, going to take safety defense classes, learning martial arts that can really put you into a powerful position, okay, starting to work out just so you can feel stronger, that can start to break that powerlessness. And I just saw 1 hour and 11 minutes on my clock. I just literally looked at the recording, and it was in 0111 40 something 40 something seconds. I didn't actually look at the seconds, but yeah. So 11, or not 11, 111, okay, 111. If you are into numbers, that I feel like that is a confirmation of what I am saying here. The way to release this, the way to let go, is to step into your power. So I hope that these examples kind of gave you something to go on. If you want to, maybe it's about speaking again, joining groups that help you with like self-expression, speaking with people, practicing with a friend, assertiveness, YouTubing videos on confidence and how to present yourself confidently, body language, even how to speak, your voice, your tone of voice, and the way you finish your sentences, and what that sort of like presents itself to the world, right? And so there's different things you can do, chakra meditations to help with whatever area you're struggling with. And I'm so sorry again, I have to take that drink of water. I'm very sorry, group number 3. The heat is on and it's really messing with me. I think that's what it is. Besides the talking for a while, yeah, that also dries my throat out, but I think it's the heat. So I think I've said probably enough about the devil here. And I just looked at my time and it's just 10:10. Like literally the time on the clock is 10:10. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, so 1:11 and now 10:10. You see, confirmation for you. But I'm gonna move on so we can get through the rest of your reading here. So we are looking at this energy here, okay? And what I'm what I'm seeing here is like literally balance, okay? I'm seeing balance, and I am seeing kind of protecting yourself and taking a step back and feeling comfortable with with the process, or allowing the process to unfold. Again, this is what we're getting to, okay? I feel like it is time for you to sort of unplug and don't pay attention so much to the outside world, okay? I think it's kind of important, like, yeah, keep your eyes open and stuff, but really focus on yourself. Don't take anything personally that is going on around you. Just don't take it personally. Don't even care. Just be like, yeah, whatever. Okay? I'm so serious. I feel like this is a time for where you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your energy. And I am not saying this because I feel like there's something that's out there to harm you. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I mean is, like, we are alive, obviously, humans, but like, we are energy. Everything is energy. Our thoughts, our actions, our behaviors, it's all energy, and we're always interacting with energy. We just see it as a physical manifestation. So when you kind of protect yourself, you know, consciously protect yourself, you're protecting yourself from essentially any sort of energy that can kind of interfere with your own, whether it is a malicious one coming at you for whatever reason or not. I mean, like, yeah, okay, it does matter, but like in this example, it doesn't, right? Because the point of it is not whether it's malicious or not. The point of it is that it is there and it can mess you up, right? And so, again, not to scare anybody, but I'm just saying this is a time where you would do better just to kind of like withdraw and just kind of like be with your own self, kind of hang out with yourself. I'm not saying like shut other people out, but just like even maybe look into like having protective bubbles and learning how to ground yourself. If you don't know how to do that, like releasing the energy that gets stuck with to you, okay? Like forming bubbles and then cleansing your own energy, stuff like that. Like those practices, I feel like can really benefit you. And if you don't do them, like obviously I think you're going to be totally okay, but I feel like having those practices can really help you out, okay? And just kind of keep your energy a little bit higher, a little bit cleaner, and just overall you're probably going to feel a little bit better because you're not weighed down by that muck. And with the Empress being here, this is an energy that is here to that is present. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I just got distracted. Something fell off the table that I have here, and the camera didn't catch it, but okay. Anyways, there's a lot going on here in your guys' reading with the numbers and then just things just randomly falling off. I'm a little bit like, what is happening? But anyways, back to your reading. So with the Empress being here, okay, this is a very, very good thing. This is amazing. I love this energy. Like, how can I, like, this is the Empress. This is the queen of the physical realm, where of abundance, of growth and abundance and love and having like her children. I'm sorry for the noise. That's my doggy. He just woke up. She's really nurturing. She's really mothering. She's also very beautiful, very sexy, very beautiful, very feminine, very sensual. This is the energy that is here to support you, okay? So you can really step into this. I feel like you can really start taking care of yourself here as well. Like, self-care is so important, and that's where I'm getting at with this. It is self-care. It is pampering yourself. So not just self-care and they're like, oh, I have to go take care of myself, but it's actually feeling like you're being cared for from yourself. So this energy can really support you through this transition, especially when you're letting go. So like, perhaps, like, let's say one way that you can sort of work through this, for example, is like, let's say you're letting go of some sort of addiction, right? And so the way that you can, that can get pretty heavy and that can get really hard. And so like, let's say you're trying to quit a substance. Well, like having a spa day can kind of maybe help if you can afford that. But if you can't, that's okay. There's so many different ways things you can do. You can, if you have access to a bathtub, you can kind of like create like a really, really fun and really relaxing and sensual bath for yourself. Or anything, like have like a really chilled out evening or something for yourself, where you're really just like pampering yourself and showing yourself all this beautiful love and support. So that's just one example. Like whatever this devil is representing, however you are letting go of that and stepping into your own power, this Empress energy can really help you do that. And also with the Two of Swords being here, just really cleansing your energy and just not allowing all the muck to get to you, that can really go a long way in helping you. Okay. And then with the Four of Cups being here, I'm actually gonna pull another card because this is sort of interesting. Can we get, I need a clarifier for the Four of Cups here. I feel like it's sort of talking about like you being in a meditative state as well, but let me just see, because I feel like there must be more to this. We're kind of missing something. Can we get another card for the Four of Cups? A clarifier. Clarifier for the Four of Cups. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands, and then can I get, please, what is the next thing that happens after letting go? For group 3. Next thing that is happening for group 3 after they let go. Sorry, I'm still shuffling, and it's like I'm getting cards, but they're not really coming out, so. And that was kind of next thing that's happening for group 3 after they let go. Too many. Okay, let me just see. It's kind of like the King of Swords. I'm kind of going to consider it, but it didn't really come out. It was just kind of like a maybe. Okay, I'm just going to talk about these cards and see what happens, because we can't really seem to get another message here. And so I think that's probably because I need to be reading the cards that are here. Yeah. Okay. So what, let me just take a look at these actually, guys. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is like kind of contemplation, okay? And what I'm seeing is contemplation and really going within, kind of into a meditative state. And I almost feel like you want more. You're gonna want more than what you have imagined you could have. Like at this place where you are right now, the things that you would say yes to, you're not gonna say yes to anymore. At the end of this, you're leveling up. Okay, you're leveling up, and you're just kind of like whatever is being offered to you, you're like nope, next, and you're going within. You're really starting to learn who you are. With the Seven of Wands being here, also what I am seeing is you're becoming stronger, okay? You're becoming more resilient, and you're becoming stronger. With the Seven of Wands, I do have to say this. So this is not, in your reading, it is not like one phase and the next phase. This is a continuation of one thing, okay? So maybe you are letting go of something that is turning into something bigger, and not like you're closing one chapter and opening another one. It's not like that, okay? It's a continuation. So I have to say this. So it's like you're stepping up. You're stepping into a new phase within the same thing. And I think this is probably something to do with your personal growth. And so what I'm seeing is that the next thing that's going to come in is that you're going to actually be there, and you're going to be fighting for your own, how do I say this? The thing that you hope for yourself, for your life, and not in a bad way. I don't mean like it's going to be hard. Although you're probably, because with the Seven of Wands, it is kind of like a card of like, challenges, let's say. Okay, so I'm not saying hard. I'm just saying like something that's challenging. It's not a bad thing. It's just not like easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. Wow. Okay. But anyway, what I'm saying here is, I really feel like here it's you've come to this place where you actually have gained a level of experience and resourcefulness, and you can take care of yourself. You don't. It's like you don't need an army. You are the army. You get me? It's like you are the army. and you have higher ground, and you are able to get into this, and you're able to go like, yeah, you know what, bring it on. I feel a little bit tattered and bruised, but bring it on, because I can do this. This is the attitude that I want you to have, okay, for whatever is coming in here for you, because that's what I feel like you're able. I'm reading this. Okay, so group 3, I'm reading this card as a 7 of Wands, but it is actually a 9 of Wands. So what I'm going to tell you is this. What I just told you stands with the 7 of Wands, because that is what I read intuitively from this card, okay? That totally stands. But going into the 9 of Wands, because I just literally noticed, this is the 9 of Wands. What are you talking about? Okay, with the 9 of Wands, this is talking about giving it that final push, and then you're home. Okay? So, it's like this is, after this 9, once this completes, then perhaps this whole thing will be closed, like the door closed, onto the next thing, okay? Because the 9 is coming to a completion, it's almost there. And again, when I said about the challenging thing, the 9s can have challenges that come with them. But the thing is, with the 9 of Wands, what this card is also saying is that you have all you need to succeed here. It's hard. It can be hard. It can be challenging. Like I said, you might feel a little bit tattered and bruised. That's okay. Keep going. Keep going. This is your win. You got this. If you don't give up, you got this. Okay? That's the main message of this card. And what did I say when I said I was reading it intuitively, right? Something about, I can't even remember anymore, but it's like, get on the higher ground. Like, you don't need an army. You are the army. Remember I said that. That's what I was feeling. That's really what I was feeling. And it's like, you can do this, okay? Group 3, you literally can do this. And this is what's coming in. And I really like this, because what it's telling me is that you will be ready, and you will have the strength. And sometimes you might feel a little bit like, a little bit more vulnerable than other days, but you can do this. You will have the strength to do this. And I'm very happy for you, because you are a winner here. It might be a little bit challenging, but you will win this. You will get to the other side of this, and it will be great. Okay, so let me see if I can just get maybe one final message for you guys, because of one final message for group 3 for this outcome. Okay, and we have death, and this is great. This is a card of transformation. This is literally telling me that absolutely, I think you are in a space of transformation. I think you're in a process of transformation, and I feel like after this finishes, you are going to go into transformation, a bigger transformation. So this is a process of transforming, and then you're going to go even deeper into a process of transforming. And this is beautiful. This is really good. This is like, you're going to be on some level, I can't even say this because this doesn't feel right. Transformation is good, okay? Sometimes it can get a little bit heavy. So what I'm going to tell you guys is, with transformation, and I think you know this. Like, I don't think I'm telling you anything new. But just make sure you're taking care of yourself and self-care, okay? Because sometimes, like, growth and stuff, it can get kind of heavy. It can get kind of dark. I'm not really seeing anything that terrible, like that dark, that heavy in your cards at all. This this reading feels very light to me, okay, if we're talking about transformation and growth. But here with the death card, I really just feel like you're definitely going to be stepping into something new beyond this, okay? And it's going to be another transformative process, and I feel like it's going to be a bigger transformative process than this. And I want to tell you guys, just, I'm seeing you. What I'm seeing is, I'm seeing you with your arms opened to the sky, your chest opened and bright to the heavens, and just saying, "Bring it on! I'm ready." And I love it. I really love it. That's what I feel for you. That's the place I feel like you're gonna get to, where you're gonna be like, "Just lay it on me." I can take anything. I will change, I will grow, I will transform, and I will be the goddess, the god of this world, of this life, of my life. Okay, so you're going to rise. That's what I'm seeing. That is what I'm seeing for you guys. Group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to finish your reading here. Thanks so much for watching. And if you could like, comment, and share or share this video, that'd be super. If subscribe if you haven't. And thank you so much if you've taken any of those actions or are going to. I am in the process of growing this channel, so anything you do, any of those steps you would do would really, really help me in my efforts to grow. And in any case, just thank you so very much for being here and watching this reading. And I hope to read for you again. Best of luck on this amazing, beautiful journey, group number 3. Namaste.